This is Super Robot Wars V, Chapter 13. So we finally left the stupid train plot behind, and now we are moving on with the mothership of Gundam 00. But our plot didn't develop in the direction of Gundam 00. Instead, it took a turn, and now we are in the storyline of Cross Angel. I don't usually do research on those animes, but I did some digging into the Cross Angel series because I heard it is actually quite pervy, and I have to say, the result doesn't disappoint. There is a lot of PG-13 nudity in the Cross Angel series. So basically we are following the plot of Cross Angel. So the plot of Cross Angel begins with the assassination of the queen and the attempted assassination for the princess. Our party decided to investigate into the incidents, and on the way they are passing through Area D, so they decided to investigate because there is some abnormal activity happening there. So that's basically how we started the battle. As you can see, the SR condition here is hidden at the beginning of the battle. So what is going to happen is that after 2 turns, at the beginning of the 3rd turn, there will be a second wave of enemies, and as soon as the second wave of enemy has arrived, you will destroy all the previous enemies, which means that if you want the experience and money from the enemies, you have to kill them as quickly as possible, because if you don't kill them, the second wave of enemy will kill them for you. So after the 3rd turn, you have to fight the real enemies we are facing, which is dragons for some reason. I guess it is dragons because they are the main villains or main enemies from the anime series Angel Cross. Also, the machines and the submarines found Full Metal Panic will join our team on this turn. And after the dragon arrived, we have our new SR condition, which is basically just defeated everybody within 3 turns. And it is not that hard to do because now we have more than a dozen machines in our disposal. So basically just watch out for your HPs and use spirit when you can. And that's it, we just defeated Chapter 13. So we are here at chapter 14. Before we begin this chapter, I think I have enough tech piece to do some tech customization. For grid 1, I choose repair bonus, and for grid 2, I choose attack point bonus. There isn't a best choice for grade 1 and grade 2 because all of them are quite useless. Some people might find one skill to be more useful than others, but it depends on players. So I believe for my playstyle, these two might be a best choice here. The one I really want is actually grade 3. There's a critical hit bonus. I think that one is gonna help me a lot in doing damages. But that's all we can do right now. And I just begin the stories from here. So this is actually quite interesting. Before we begin chapter 14, we actually have to do a pre-battle, which means that the battle is actually part of the stories behind chapter 14. So in the pre-battle, we have to fight 7 dragons, but what we actually need to do is just kill 4 of those dragons. And it will trigger the stories, and we will be pushed into the real chapter 14. The battle of chapter 14 has begun. As you can see, the SR condition here is actually quite annoying, and I will consider this to be the first challenging SR conditions. So in order to get the SR condition, what you need to do is to clear the map within 4 turns. Also, you have to kill 2 enemies with each of the motherships, which is quite annoying because most motherships cannot move and attack, which means that after you moved in 1 turn, you have to wait for another turn to actually do attack moves, which makes it very inefficient in terms of killing enemies, and you actually have to do 2 kills within 4 turns. So some planning is involved. So you have to push your mothership forward and drag the enemies in closer to you. Out of all the 3 ships, I would say that the submarine is the easiest one to get the 2 kills because it has hit and run. Also, it has a weapon that has a range of 12, which makes it very easy to attack any enemies on the map. Also worth mentioning is that 4 of the Gundam Z series machines has joined our team. So these 4 Gundams is actually quite legendary. I think I'm gonna use them a lot in the coming chapters. So after you killed enough dragons, it will trigger the story, and the NG basically will came out of the hangar with the machine vehicles, which seems very powerful, but don't be fooled, it is not. You actually have to be very careful with it, it has very low health. It doesn't. Its invasion is not that high, and the pilot's stats is not that high either. So you actually have to move the machine. You have to be very careful with the Vikings machine. And that's basically it. Just remember that the SR condition requires 2 kills from each of the mothership, and you will be fine with this chapter.